This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Investigators are still working to determine what happened during a fire at a Manitoba housing high-rise earlier this week, where one person was later found dead. Well, days later, 6 floors remain shuttered, leaving dozens of people indefinitely displaced. CBC's Santiago Arias Orozco spoke with some of those residents.
Yeah, very comfortable bed.
Caroline Lariviere is trying to make the best out of it. A hotel room she didn't wish to be in is all she has for a home right now. Her apartment suite flooded.
3 inches of water on the floor. All my cheap particle board furniture is never moving from there ever again because I'm sure it's so damaged on the edges.
A fire tore through Lariviere's high-rise apartment complex on Monday. Most tenants were allowed back home after the fire was put out, but about 60 residents are now displaced, including Lariviere.
That's going to be really hard. Yeah. Just trying to take it day by day and get through it and keep a smile on my face.
Manitoba Housing oversees the building. A spokesperson for the province says some units need extensive repairs and those residents will need to be relocated.
It was coming through the vents and everything. It was just...
Derek Clausen's apartment sustained smoke damage. The blaze is just the latest problem hitting the building. He says drug consumption and gang activity have been a concern for years. He's looking for a new home now, but he wishes security at the high-rise will change.
After I move on, I don't want to see another fire in here when I move away and people die. You know, that apartment was trouble brewing there for a couple of weeks. We sensed something was going to happen.
Police say an investigation is ongoing after a person was found dead in the building on Monday. Lariviere says security has been a problem in the complex, but for now her unit is all she has and is focused on getting back.
We're just stuck in a hotel at the airport strip and I can't get anywhere because I can only walk so far. And to tell you the truth, my body is exhausted right now.
But a timeline for the return is still up in the air. Santiago Arias Orozco, CBC News, Winnipeg.
At a time when Canadian pride is swelling and tensions with the United States remain high, a city contract is drawing harsh criticism. A longtime local company will no longer provide food services at 2 Winnipeg golf courses after losing a new bid to a U.S.-based firm. It's a move that has some golfers and city councillors asking questions. CBC's Cameron McLean has more.
For golfers getting ready to head back out on the course, there could be some different options on the menu. After more than 15 years, Salisbury House has lost its contract to provide food services at Windsor Park and Kildonan Park golf courses. The city awarded the new deal to Aramark Canada, a subsidiary of the massive US-based company.
I'm totally against that.
Jerry Rabiniak says he's been golfing at Kildonan Park for decades and wants the city to reconsider.
With the stuff going around in the States, it's not the people that I'm against, it's Donald Trump and what they're saying.
A representative of Salisbury House tells CBC News the loss will have a real impact on its business.
It's not only the loss of the revenue that we will have coming in, but it's also the loss at our production at our commissary.
The company had operated food services at the courses since 2009 and says it also supports local suppliers. Other golfers say the city's decision doesn't reflect the current mood.
I'm not sure they have the right read on the temperature of what's going on in the city and in Canada right now. I think it would have been wise to go with someone local like Salisbury House.
It's not just golfers and Salisbury House raising concerns. Members of council want the city to look into how this decision was made and whether it can be reversed. But the mayor says there are rules the city has to follow. North Kildonan councillor Jeff Brawadi says he's looking for more information about how the contract was awarded.
I mean, if Aramark was, offering a superior product for some reason that although it surprised me a little bit, I just want to get those details.
Mayor Scott Gillingham says the contract followed a standard bidding process and may not be easy to undo.
We're governed by provincial and federal trade agreements, so we have to comply with those trade agreements. And we cannot, under those trade agreements, give preferential treatment to local companies.
Gillingham says the city is reviewing the situation, but warns reversing the deal could come with legal or financial consequences. The contract is worth about $70,000 a year and runs for 4 years, with an option to extend. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Water levels continue to rise around Peguis First Nation, but officials say they are cautiously optimistic after spending weeks preparing. The province sent more than 500,000 sandbags and 11,000 super sandbags to Peguis. Sandbagging efforts there are now complete. 115 homes have been protected, nearly half what was expected, as some on the original list were already condemned from previous floods. The chief says they've put in a lot of work, but now it's a waiting game to see if the nearby Fisher River causes extensive flooding. The First Nations hydrologist says the weather in the coming days could change the situation.
It looks like we're in a good position, but it's early to tell. And then, of course, you can't tell what the weather is going to be like. And in 2022, it wasn't just one peak. There were 3 peaks because we got snowmelt, then we got rain, and then we got more rain.
Less than a dozen people have been evacuated so far. Officials there say as long as road access is not completely cut off, additional evacuations are not anticipated. An outreach councillor in southeastern Manitoba calls it life-saving legislation. Clare's law, enacted in March, allows people to access their partner's history of abuse. And while some rural women's shelters welcome the law, they wonder why Manitoba was so slow to adopt it. CBC's Jura McElraith explains.
Lisa Fast is reviewing the Clare's Law application form. She now has a new tool to protect her clients experiencing intimate partner violence. Clare's Law enables those at risk to access their partner's history of abuse.
It's life-saving. When we're talking about domestic violence, we're talking about, people's lives here, and anything that we can do to help people, be more aware of their choices and more informed of what they can do, we're doing what we can.
Clare's Law was first introduced in 2014 in the United Kingdom in honor of Clare Wood. She was murdered in 2009 by her partner. Wood was unaware of his history of domestic violence. Staff at Agape House say Clare's Law should have been in place in Manitoba sooner. Saskatchewan has allowed access to domestic violence information since 2020, while the law has been in effect in Alberta since 2021.
It's common for people to second guess themselves, to think, well, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe it's not a big deal. Is this even abuse? Maybe I'm imagining it. So when the police have that conversation with you, it can really sort of be an eye-opener.
Crystal Giesbrecht is with Paths, providing intimate partner violence services across Saskatchewan. She likes that Clare's Law is proactive instead of reactive and is glad to see Manitoba following in Saskatchewan's footsteps. Over at Genesis House in Winkler, Angela Braun says often the same abusers' names come up more than once. Now she can better direct people at risk.
Most people these days are meeting online. And so when you meet someone online, you do not have a connection to their extended friends or family or other network. And so I think that Clare's Law will fill that gap where community did that before.
Fast and Braun say it's still important to provide survivors with supports like counseling and safety planning, but they welcome Clare's Law as another tool to prevent further harm. Jura McElraith, CBC News, Steinbach.
The city of Winnipeg is taking a towing company to court again, claiming it owes the city hundreds of thousands of dollars. The city contracted Tartan Towing in 2019 to tow vehicles ordered moved by Winnipeg police. According to the statement of claim, Tartan was supposed to pay the city a $25 cost recovery fee per tow. The city claims Tartan isn't paying that fee and now owes more than $301,000. The allegations have not been tested in court and no statement of defense has been filed. It's not the first time the city and Tartan have filed lawsuits against each other. The city sued Tartan in 2023 and the company sued the city in 2021 and 2025. Those prior lawsuits have not yet been resolved. All right, Riley, and Riley, here in Winnipeg and much of the south, a really beautiful day outside.
Yeah, for sure, Brittany. A totally different story. A tale of two forecasts in the province. So temperatures again into the 20s for a lot of southern Manitoba. Steinbach, Winnipeg, both at 23, 18 in Brandon, 6 in Swan River, and some cooler temperatures into parts of the north. Thompson, for example, on the freezing mark through much of the day. Some hail reported, ice pellets, freezing rain, snow and blowing snow. Flin Flon, a thunderstorm this morning, ice pellets, as well as some freezing rain. And Lynn Lake has been into heavy snow through much of the day today, with some wind gusts up to 70 kilometers an hour in northwestern parts of the province. It's all the result of an area of low pressure that's pushing up some instability. We still have winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings, freezing warnings in place for much of northern Manitoba because of this system that will have an impact as we get through the next several days here. Southeastern Manitoba, northwestern Ontario, this is a severe thunderstorm watch. We have seen some of that development happening on the east side of Lake Winnipeg. Brittany, there is a lot to talk about tonight. I'll go into all those details when I come back.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
They help save lives, but do we have enough paramedics to meet needs? Why their union claims the rural staffing shortage is worse than the government is letting on. We'll have more on that next. Paramedics who get into the profession to help people say they're being prevented from getting jobs where they prefer to work and live. The union is accusing the province of refusing to fill positions in areas near Winnipeg because it means losing people in remote areas. CBC's Ian Fraze joins us from the newsroom. And Ian, help us make sense of why the union thinks the province would leave some paramedic jobs empty.
Brittany, the union says the government isn't posting jobs near Winnipeg because it fears paramedics in Westman and the North will take those jobs, leaving fewer paramedics in more remote communities. The Manitoba Association of Healthcare Professionals raised the issue on Thursday. They say dozens of positions aren't being posted. Meanwhile, paramedics wanting to stay close to Winnipeg are taking casual shifts in some cases, waiting for a full-time job to open up.
The reason they're doing this is they want new grads to have to go to the West Zone and to the North. The problem is, most of these people aren't from the West and North. They're willing to work there for a short period of time, a few years. They want to get closer to family. They want to get back to where they had intended to have a career. And they're now being prevented from doing so. They're being held there. What we then end up seeing is people truly leaving the system. They quit out of frustration.
He says remote areas could address a potential paramedic exodus if the province allowed them to offer new incentives to recruit and retain paramedics.
Ian, does the province have any explanation?
Yeah, the health minister, Zoma Seguera, pointing out that there are still hiring being done close to Winnipeg, but the province has to balance that with job openings in the rest of Manitoba.
We need to make sure that we're prioritizing the needs of all Manitobans. And where there are some communities that are in much greater need than others, we have to take a specific approach to make sure we're addressing those needs the right way.
The province and the union also argued Thursday around hiring numbers. The government says there's been a net gain of a few dozen paramedics since 2023, while the union says there's been a net loss of a few dozen paramedics. Regardless of the numbers you use, the NDP government remains short of its election promise to bring in a net gain of 200 paramedics during its first term in office. Brittany.
All right, thank you. That's CBC's Ian Fraze. Winnipeg's mayor continues to push for bail reform, taking his fight to the Senate virtually before a Senate committee this morning. The committee is studying Bill C-14, which is looking at making it harder for violent and repeat offenders to get bail. Scott Gillingham talked about steps this city has taken, including the creation of police units targeting violent offenders and those who are out on bail. But he says those efforts can only go so far.
To protect the presumption of innocence, criminals who've been proven guilty over and over again are released with light conditions. Why are we so surprised then when these same people go on to stab or shoot or steal or assault or exploit again when freely given yet another chance to do so?
He says they need federal laws that give the justice system better tools to keep repeat offenders off the streets. The World Indigenous Business Forum is coming to Winnipeg for the first time. It's a networking conference bringing together Indigenous entrepreneurs from around the globe. Delegates will come from places like Nepal, Colombia, Chile, New Zealand, Australia, Guatemala, and the United States. The Indigenous Leadership Development Institute says Winnipeg being chosen as the host city is significant.
Winnipeg is not only the geographic heart of Canada, but also a place of deep Indigenous history, resilience, and leadership. It is home to a thriving and growing Indigenous business community, and it stands as a powerful example of what is possible when Indigenous leadership is supported and celebrated.
Programming will include topics like Indigenous women in business, investment and Indigenous economies, technology and AI, and Indigenous tourism. It starts October 26th. All right, Riley's back in now. And Riley, really could not have been a different scenario of days from the south to the north today.
Yeah, exactly. Some thunderstorms through the night last night, again today in the south with those warm temperatures, and a very messy mix of precipitation in parts of northern Manitoba, Brittany. The CBC's Eric Westhaver was out in the thick of it for us in Flin Flon this afternoon.
we've seen ice pellets falling on and off throughout today into last night. Earlier today, we saw very strong winds. We also saw some thunderstorms as well. Right now, we're looking at many businesses and services in the north being closed, including schools. I'm standing in front of two of them in Flin Flon here, Hapnock Collegiate and Many Faces Education Center, that have been shut down for the day because of the weather. School buses in several communities have also been closed. The highways are covered or partly covered, mostly in the north, but none have been shut down as of yet. Some people are generally annoyed, and who could blame them? But other people are seeing a silver lining in this because it may mean positive things for fire season. You may recall 2 years ago and last year, northern Manitoba was hit hard by wildfires, and a large portion of that was due to not enough moisture being in the ground, in the soil, and in the forests. Right now, all this snow, all this ice, it will eventually melt into the ground, and it'll eventually nourish those trees, hopefully providing a bit of a natural backstop against fires this summer.
That's the CBC's Eric Westaver speaking with me on our streaming channel earlier in the afternoon. Since we spoke, there actually have been some highway closures in parts of northern Manitoba. And I do anticipate that we'll see some of that as we get into the day Friday as well, because we're not done with this just yet. So satellite and radar, we don't have radar coverage in northern Manitoba, but you can see all of this cloud cover. And this is what's been sending up all this precipitation into northern Manitoba as we've gotten throughout the day today. In the south, a few thunderstorms popping up into parts of the parkland as well as into the eastern side of Lake Winnipeg. There is that risk. We'll see some of that as we get through the evening tonight, but certainly the story as we get through the night and into Friday will be the snow into parts of northern Manitoba here. So you can see all of this instability making its way northward as we get through into the early morning hours. This particular model still depicting some of this as a mix or some freezing precipitation. It is really temperature dependent, and depending on what falls, that could cut into some of those snowfall totals as we get through the next couple of days here. But certainly places like Lynn Lake, which have been in the snow through the bulk of the day today, I'm anticipating up to 50 centimeters likely on the ground by the time we get into the weekend here. All of this wraps back north to the west and then southeastward again as we get through the back half of Friday. So as temperatures cool in behind this, likely to see some scattered flurries or some mixed precipitation into parts of the parkland and again into northern Manitoba, where this will continue to be an issue as we get through Saturday and even into Sunday for places like Flin Flon, for example. So some of these numbers are on top of what's already fallen. Another 30 centimeters likely as we get into some of that heavy snow in places like Lynn Lake. Another general 15 to 20 centimeters, perhaps a bit more coming through Thompson into Flin Flon. This is where some of this has fallen so far, some mixed precipitation. But as we get through the next couple of days, the story will certainly be the winds. We have seen some of those wind gusts up to 70 plus in Lynn Lake through the afternoon. For example, today we will see gusts continuing to be around 50 to 60 as we get through the overnight hours into the early morning as we get into Friday, and remaining breezy right into the day on Saturday. We'll see some breezy conditions in the south as well, but nothing like what we're dealing with in the north, which will mean likely some very dicey driving conditions, poor visibility, and that accumulating snow as we get through the next couple of days. Here, quick look at your temperatures through the day, looking at temperatures just above the freezing mark in Thompson and still hanging on to double digits, Brittany, in the south, fairly seasonal for this time of the year in southeastern Manitoba.
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Coming up, this moose found himself in a tough spot, but lucky for him, some quick-thinking locals came to the rescue. We'll have more on that next.
The risk of thunderstorms carries us into the evening for the Red River Valley and eastward as we get through the night tonight. We've seen some of that through the afternoon hours. A bit more starting to pop up in the southeastern corner of the province, not meeting severe criteria, and a bit more activity over Lake Winnipegosis and into parts of the parkland. So just keep your eyes on the skies. I'm not expecting many of these to reach that severe criteria, but certainly could get into a downpour or some very loud thunderstorms as we get through the evening. So here's a look at your dog walking forecast. Pinky and Joey absolutely loving some of this warm weather that we've had. Looking at 11 degrees tomorrow. Thank you, Valerie, for sending this picture in. Send yours to talkback at cbc.ca. Here's your 7-day forecast. Things closer to seasonal as we get into the weekend here. So 9 degrees for Saturday, 13 as we get into Sunday, and looking at another chance of showers into Monday.
Well, it was a dramatic rescue in Nopaming Provincial Park. You can just hear them pulling there. That is one unlucky moose. He found himself stuck after falling through ice on the Bird River Tuesday. It was about 100 yards away from shore. In comes Russ Pop, an avid hunter and a retired big game outfitter who lives nearby. He says he immediately phoned Manitoba Conservation after learning about the situation from a friend.
Along with his wife, Pat, 2 conservation officers, and a fisheries employee. They worked in freezing water and unstable ice, cutting a path and guiding the exhausted animal to safety. The mission took about 2 hours.
It was a total honor, total sense of good accomplishment. I said to myself, I'm glad I lived long enough to be able to do this. I'm 65 years old, and if I went to bed at night and I knew that moose was in the icy waters, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Now, in the end, the moose was released back into the wild with plenty of energy left. Pop hopes that with temperatures above freezing that day and the next day, the animal will have a better chance of recovering.
Just incredible that they were able to get that close as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good reminder that the ice is very unstable.
Yes, stay
off. If there
off.
is any left, in some of the large lakes.
Well, just a reminder, NHL playoffs are well underway. Some of those games on CBC TV. That means, of course, that some scheduling changes to our 6 o'clock newscast. So
Friday, we will not be here on CBC television, but you can find us wherever you stream CBC Online on YouTube and on our CBC Manitoba streaming channel.
Of course. So we'll see you here, and we'll see you on streaming tomorrow.
Bye.